So I'm Jimmy Schuck, and this is my 2013 Camaro SS, the 747 edition. Oh yeah. So it's called the 747 edition because it's got a Vortec V3 SI supercharger with a max racing blow-off valve. So every time I let off the gas, even remotely, it lets off this. A couple times people literally are driving down the road, looking up in the sky, thinking there's like a really low clearance 747, which is a Boeing airplane, flying right overhead. I've got this grocery list of modifications I've done to the car. The first thing I ever did was BMR 1.4-inch lowering springs all the way around. I am no longer on that, obviously. I am now on the KW Club Sports, and I have them completely maxed out and completely stiffened all the way through. It's also got Detroit Speed, sway bars, end links, lower control arms, and motor and trans mounts, so it rides like it's on rails. That's it suspension-wise. The wheels are HRE 3-piece S101 forged wheels with a polished lip and a satin bronze face. The brake suspension, I'm running the R1 Concepts Premier Series carbon rotors that are all drilled because I have functioning brake ducts that I replaced the existing stock fog lights with. Besides that, it's got a lot of carbon fiber, all from Anderson Composites. It's got the hood, the trunk, the side skirts, the lip, and the fenders are all carbon fiber. I had them re-cleared and painted black so it kind of matches with the black paint, so it's just not a standard issue. Oh, it's a carbon fiber and black car. I make it blend, and you walk up to the car and you see the weave and the acetone from the toner just completely makes it blend in with the rest of the car. Interior, it's got a Sparco 345 suede steering wheel with the Sparco quick release, which neither one of those products are made anymore. The whole entire car is completely gutted all the way through. There's no carpeting, there's no sound deadener, there's no cover on the bass speakers, there's no back seats. Everything's completely gutted out with some Recaro Sportster CS seats. Motor-wise, it's just ID850 injectors with the Vortec V3 supercharger like I had mentioned before. And it's got a Borla attack system. It's loud, it backfires like the 4th of July, and because of how low the car is, it does throw sparks too, so it backfires, it whistles, it throws sparks, it's just a noise machine. Growing up as a kid, I was always into cars. My dad has had over 20 GTOs, all ranging from 66 up to a 70 Judge. Currently he now has two 66s and two 67s. They don't run. One of them is very close to running, but he always had me working on the cars with him when I was little, and I had no idea what was going on, but eventually I learned when I was 9 or 10, the memory just kept on coming back to me. He taught me about fuel injection and carburation, and the funny thing is too, my dad absolutely hates modified cars. He is a very OEM strict guy, like 100-point OEM. But so I was always into cars because of that, and my best friend growing up, he's also into cars. He's into BMWs, which is why my daily driver is an E36 M3, but he hates that car, so that's okay. Originally, I had a 2010 V6 Camaro number 72 off a brand new production line. It was Inferno Orange. It was a V6, it had paddle shifters. I was the coolest kid in high school. Not really, but I did get coolest car in high school. So I had that, had it for about 3.5 years, put 45,000 miles on it, traded it in for a V8 when I turned 19 because the insurance finally cheapened up for myself after turning 18. I did get sick after my 3rd year of college, and I put the car to the side because I had developed numerous tumors in my thyroid, which caused my thyroid to completely fail out. And I am now on life medication permanently that I have to take every day to produce my own hormones, but I told myself if I got better that I would dump a lot of money into the car, which is what I did. So as soon as I was medically clear, it felt a lot better, gained a lot of my weight back. That's when I bought the Borla attack system, the new coilovers, the new 3-piece wheels versus just the flow form wheels, and I did the whole clearing of the paint. I really wanted to tie together. I wanted the car to resemble who I was as a person and my imagination. I am also colorblind too, so it's kind of fun because you'll notice most of the car is actually just black. The satin bronze is really the most popping thing about the car, because originally when I ordered the wheels, they were supposed to be gloss bronze, so the wheels color was actually an accident, but when the car dropped on the lift, and it had the satin bronze with the polished lips. I absolutely fell in love with the new wheels and the new setup, and we just kind of tied the whole car together that way. So my future plans for the Camaro are going to be, I'm about to have a 6-point cage built for the car so that I can race it. That's why I took the tint off the window, so that I can actually see out the car, not that it's a great visibility car as it is. Motor-wise, I'm going up to ID 1050 injectors, which is 1,050 cc's of fuel injection. I'm also camming it going to the E85 because there's so many pumps around Southern California now, which is beautiful. I'm going to do a carbon fiber diffuser just to match the rest of the body kit, because why not? I'm also going to have a fire extinguisher in there because at one point my car did catch fire 2 years ago going to SEMA. It was pretty great. Yeah, there's a really cool view. You're looking out the hood and it's 115 degrees outside, and all of a sudden, and then the supercharger completely melted. So that's why I'm on my second supercharger. Might upgrade the internals. Might do heads and stuff, but that'll be way later on in case I ever blow the motor or something like that. But for now, I want to sit roughly around 666 rear wheel horsepower because it is the Hell S3 Camaro. All these little devil details. Fun fact, the supercharger and the calipers are actually painted devil's blood red. That's why I have this whole like hell devil thing going on with my car. It's just what I wanted to do. When I originally saw the paint color, I was like, man, that's a really cool paint code, and I thought of the license plate I ordered, and I was like, it's time to make this thing satanic. When it comes to getting into cars and such, the big thing is you always have to be original. You hear that a million times a day when it comes to these things, but the problem is it's so many copy and paste people out there when it comes to either photography, cars, or whatever it may be. Creation is so dead nowadays that you have to find the creation within yourself. When it comes to cars, my motivation came from a lot of like the 70s and 80s racing cars. My wheel motivation came from BMW. My car style came from old school Lexuses, like slammed like LS 400s and stuff like that. That's why I love my side skirts, the way they sit. It reminds me of the old school boat cars. When it comes to cars, for me, my inspirations were all of those combined, all into one. But the question was, how do you do that on an American muscle car? That's why sometimes I will get a little bit of crap about, oh, your car's too low, it looks all rice, it's got polished lips, it's blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, my car isn't the standard issue bagged, flared, wrap, and loud exhaust. My car is very unique in so many different aspects, everything from the painted carbon fiber to like the HRE 3-piece wheels. The Recaros even, I don't even see them in a lot of cars. The thing is, the car has a total like race car aspect to it. Like when it's sitting at 5,000-6,000 RPM right before red line, it sounds like a Formula drift car going off like 50. But motivation for being creative, it's about what makes you happy at the end of the day. It's about your creativity and your point of view and what you want to do with the car and how you want your car to sit. Look, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If you want to make a wide body, make your own wide body. If you want to keep your car naturally aspirated, keep your car naturally aspirated, because that's, at the end of the day, it's your car sitting in your garage. You're the one who pays for it, unless you're sponsored. And on top of that, it's yours. It's no one else's. It doesn't belong to Instagram. It doesn't belong to YouTube. It doesn't belong to Twitter, Vero, whatever you're going to be using. It all belongs to you. So make it yours. Don't make it anyone else's.
Do it.
Jimmy's Garage is brought to you by Corona Extra, never Corona Light.